Today in the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, we're going to be talking about the news that came this week about AEW planning to do a title merger. Is this going to happen at all in Texas? We're going to be talking about that and much more on the Chokeslam Wrestling Report.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. We are live once again, and we have another topic today that's very interesting again. I always say I talk about stuff that other podcasters do not talk about. A lot of these podcasts are always talking about WWE, AEW, or that WWE is better than AEW, AEW is better than. I mean, we get to the source here. We talk about stuff that is very interesting and stuff that may affect the company down the line. So we're going to be talking about the AEW planning of title mergers, and the titles we're talking about is the international title and the continental title. As you guys know, that Kenny Omega holds the AEW international title after defeating Konosuke Takeshita this past Sunday and whatnot at AEW Revolution, and we definitely saw that Okada retain his Continental title match against Brody King, and he beat him. So what's left? Who's going to beat Okada? That was the first thing I thought about when I did the AEW Revolution. This week, the review, I think it was Monday when I did it, and you guys could go check that out. But the real question is, who could be Okada? Well, it looks like nobody could be Okada for this Continental title. And at first I said, well, there's one guy that might come back and beat Okada for that belt, and it's the guy that Okada beat, which is Eddie Kingston. But as we saw this week, Eddie Kingston kind of threw a jab at AEW saying, what are they doing, and is it worth it to come back? Now, we don't know what that means, but I don't know if Eddie Kingston is coming back to AEW. So reports came in this week about AEW thinking of merging the AEW International title and the AEW Continental title. Again, Kenny Omega's the International Champion. Okada is the AEW Continental Championship. Now, if this merger is to happen, most likely it would happen in July at All In Texas. I mean, they were already planning to have Kenny Omega versus Okada for All In Texas. Now, is it going to be the main event? We don't know. But it looks like they're heading that route of having these titles merge. And then what's going to be the name of the title? The only sad part about all this is probably going to be called the AEW Intercontinental title, which to me is pretty much Tony Khan taking a page off WWE, in which I would not like at all. Now, I would rather have I don't know. Honestly, I feel that they shouldn't merge the belts because let's be realistic. The TNT title is really a TV title. The Continental title, I don't even know what they brought it up for, because Okada right now has a stronghold on this belt and nobody could beat him. Now, my first thing came also to my head was, what's going to happen to the Continental Classic? So if these belts get merged. Now, are they planning to now call it the Intercontinental Classic if they merge these belts? Or, you know what I'm saying? And then the Continental Classic will become like a G1 tournament, which then the winner of that gets a title shot at the Continental or the Intercontinental, whatever you want to call it, and whatnot. At the title shot at World's End, whatever it will be. Now, the International Championship has become now very, very prestige. And the reason was because Konosuke Takeshita took that belt to New Japan Pro Wrestling and defend that belt. And in a way, I'm not too happy with Takeshita losing the belt to Omega, because Takeshita right now was the hottest wrestler as the beginning of the year. The man won the Never Openweight Championship in Japan, and I believe it was Wrestle Dynasty, if I'm correct. Actually no, he won it in Wrestle Kingdom. So he won the Never Openweight title shot championship. He had 2 belts. He was walking around with that 2 belts, and now kind of like take the what I call the momentum away from him and whatnot. And now he's now stuck in Japan. Now, a lot of people talk about Konosuke Takeshita, or Takeshita is signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Takeshita is signed in 3 promotions. So because a wrestler has 3 different contracts does not mean it can be done. He's in DDT, he's in New Japan, and he's in AEW. He's an AEW wrestler also. But, you got some people that sometimes they don't make no sense. Oh, he's in New Japan.
Bruh.
Come on. Are you serious? What's good, bro? What's up, Just in Time? Peace and love, bro. Thank you for joining us. But, sometimes you can't listen to some of these people. They don't know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? They look for anything to trash AEW. But right now, AEW, with this plan for them to, plan to merge these titles, I mean, I like the Intercontinental, not the Intercontinental, I keep calling it the International belt. I believe that International belt, it's, is very prestige right now. I think actually has more value than the Continental belt, because the Continental belt right now, Okada has been beating everybody. There's nobody in there that could beat Okada right now. I thought Brody King was going to beat him at Revolution, and it didn't happen. I think Brody King should have beat Okada. Actually, Okada losing a match is not going to cost anything, because you don't have him in the world title picture anyway. So he should be in the world title picture. Instead, you have MJF still trying to be part of the title picture. You still had Jay White in the world title picture. People are bitching and moaning about why is Cope and Moxley going at it again this next Wednesday at a street fight. I sometimes ask what people watch when they watch these pay-per-views, because if you guys saw, Cope never got pinned on Revolution. That is why on Wednesday he's going to have a street fight with Moxley, because remember, who did Moxley beat to retain the belt on Sunday? He choked out Christian, who came in and signed a contract. At that part, I never seen anybody sign a contract before they give it in, which to me, I was like, a lot of people were making fun of that, but a lot of people were not happy with the ending of AEW Revolution main event. And if you think about it, that whole, that whole thing should be, the ending of the match. What do you expect? The whole pay-per-view was banging, and then the main event had to follow the Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher cage match. You had the Mariah May and Toni Storm match. You had the Mercedes Moné against Momo Watanabe. Those matches were awesome, and then it was top to bottom. And then the main event had to follow that. It's crazy. Just in Time says Tony should keep the Continental Classic instead of the Continental Championship being the end game. Just make it a title shot for any title of their choosing. That is true, but it's called the Continental Classic for a reason. And I agree with you, Justin. I'm not saying I don't agree with you, but they do merge the belts. What are you going to call it? The Intercontinental belt, which that's, again, they're taking it from a WWE situation. I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And the Continental Classic, I laugh because Gabe Kidd made fun of the Continental Classic because he said the AEW is trying to be New Japan with the G1 Climax. The G1 Climax, no one can touch that tournament. No one. I don't care who it is. That tournament is a month long and is, strong style wrestling. A lot of wrestlers don't make it. A lot of wrestlers come out hurt out of that tournament. They never come back being the same. You know what I'm saying? But the Continental Classic is, I think when they have these Continental Classic matches, it does push someone in the company to the next level. Look at Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher was in the Continental Classic and he had 12 points, and a lot of people were upset because he lost to Will Ospreay. But Look at his match with Will Ospreay at the cage match this past Sunday. I mean, it's crazy. You can't ask for anything better than that. So the question is now they're gonna take one belt now out of the picture, which you gotta AEW still got a bloated roster. You know what I'm saying? They still got a bloated roster. They got too many guys. You know what I'm saying? Right now in the world title picture, you got Cope, you got Jay White, you got Swerve, you got MJF. So you got a bunch of people on the world title picture. Now, again, the Continental title, who's really challenging for that Continental title? And I don't think Eddie Kingston's coming back. I don't think Eddie Kingston. I thought that Eddie Kingston will come back from his injury and challenge Okada, beats Okada for the belt. You know what I'm saying? Again, Okada losing the belt, it's not going to hurt him. But we're going to probably watch another Kenny Omega versus Okada match, which a lot of people here in the United States have not seen what these two do. But think about it. I was able to be blessed to see when Okada and Omega had their 3 matches, with the last one being a 2 out of 3 match, which lasted an hour and 6 minutes back in 2017. This is when Okada and Omega was at their prime. You may not get that. You may not get that in the All In, Texas All In. Or, you know, you could tell Omega has slowed down a lot. You know, that the liquoritis, whatever the hell you call it, that it took out almost 13 inches of intestine off his body. You can see he wrestles hurt. He's wrestling hurt. He's not the same Kenny Omega. You know what I'm saying? And giving him the international title, which is, he's another guy that could go to Japan and wrestle anybody over there. You know what I'm saying? He wrestled Gabe Kidd in January when it was a banger match. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, but you know, what can you expect? What can you expect? You know? So it's crazy. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do, but I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna have this match or not, because then you still gotta build up. I mean, if you saw the at World's End when Okada won the title, I mean, not won the title, but won the whole tournament, and it was a face-off between him and Omega, which that was in December. Now they're gonna have to build. I think once whoever wins this international tournament, then right now they have, and I think they have Ricochet, Mark Davis, they have Orange Cassidy and Speedball Mike Bailey in this international tournament. The winners are going to fight this week at Dynamite, and then the winner of that goes against Omega. I think once Omega beats those people at Dynasty, then who knows who's going to be the next opponent for him. But then remember, July's coming up. So, listen, your 4 months comes like nothing, and you have to build. You have to build with Omega and Okada. Now, like I said, is this match going to be the same way it was back 7-8 years ago? No, I don't see it. Okada could go, because Okada has not suffered injuries like Omega has. Okay, Omega was fighting with what was the he was fighting hurt for years. You know what I'm saying? So and now, you know, I saw him this Wednesday go in that ring. He was still hurting from Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, you guys let me know what you think about this. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you think about, you know, the Continental Classic and the Continental title and the international title getting merged and whatnot. But I want to talk real quick before, like I said, about this, you know, the ending of Revolution. Even though the title doesn't speak, I'm not talking, again, this is live. I could do what the hell I want. So the international, or not the international, the world title match that happened in Revolution, I had someone who was mad because Wheeler Yuta got in the ring and interfered for the 3rd pay-per-view and whatnot. He said that it's stupid because Yuta keep going into the ring, interfering in the match, and it's Moxley matches. Hello, he is part of the Death Riders. Factions do that, and most of the time, if you guys know about factions, it's always the you know, the little, you know, low key little, you know, a pain in the ass guy in the group that's always gonna cost the guy the title match. Okay, the lackey. always the lackey of the group is going to be the one who's going to interfere in the match. With Wheeler Yuta coming into the ring on Sunday to interfere in the Moxley Cope match, what did you expect? He was not going to tag John Moxley. I saw that coming like 3 weeks before the pay-per-view. Okay, he was the only one spare of getting hurt of the whole, Death Riders. And in case you guys, sometimes I ask myself, some of these wrestling fans, do you really know about wrestling? Because factions are known to interfere in matches. The Four Horsemen did it many times. So did the NWO. They did all that. Bullet Clubs does that to this point. They interfere. House of Torture does it all the time in Japan in matches. So what was the problem? Now, I asked this person, okay, Judgment Day used to be a group, and didn't Dominic used to come in the ring and interfere in matches? He did that all the time. So why is it a problem when it comes to AEW doing this, but when WWE does it, it's okay? And this is the problem, what I feel like, with the whole tribalism and stuff, whatever. But, I mean, again, yes, the ending kind of was stupid. In some way, it was stupid because I never seen anybody cash in a contract and sign it before they go into the ring. But this is why we're having the match Wednesday between Moxley and Cope. And it's a street fight. And I bet you right now that the Death Riders are going to go and interfere in the match because they're going to come back. And that's going to be the end of the Cope versus Moxley storyline. And now, as of last night, supposedly Moxley attacked Swerve. So that's another story is going to start, which is, I'm glad they started that right away. So, you know what I'm saying? And then they're making it interesting because you still have Jay White talking about, I'm the number one contender. I'm the guy who's going to go after the title. And Swerve is the number one contender. Cope still think he should win it. You see Christian pissed off that he got cheated, and now it looks like him and the patriarchy, Nick, whatever his name is, they're going to have some type of fear. They're probably going to end up breaking that group up and whatnot because they're really not doing anything if you think about it. But Christian, he's could be still in the title picture because the guy he's classic, and you can't go wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, anything is possible. I mean, I saw this week's AEW Dynamite, and now you have Bobby Lashley offering MJF his card. Is he going to be part of the Hurt Business? You know what I'm saying? That's going to be interesting. Or why not? Again, the Moxley Cope thing, that's probably going to end this Wednesday coming up, and it's going to start, a situation with Swerve now. I think Swerve's going to need help with that. I don't think Swerve's going to win the belt in Dynasty, which means we still ain't going to see the AEW title. Listen, this AEW title has not been seen since October. How the hell is AEW still continue to have fans and whatnot, and I don't understand that. How that title has not been shown in over 7 months. It's going to be almost what? Yeah, it's going to be almost 6 months, actually. How has this belt not been shown? I don't understand it. How the world title is not being shown on TV. You know what I'm saying? There's a briefcase, but is the belt really there? That's the question. You know what I'm saying? I think I covered everything here already because, I just wanted to get here and just talk about this whole Planet title merger. Also throw in a little of the stuff that I've been getting this week, with comments about, they're not happy because Yuta keeps interfering, the ending of the world title match. Why is Cope and Moxley fighting again? Because Cope never got pinned. Okay, they made it a three-way. Now, do I find kind of ridiculous that Christian was walking around with this contract for 8 months and they really didn't push it? I don't know. Maybe they don't want him being the world champion. So I don't know. The AEW right now is changing a lot of stuff. They're letting people go. But we'll see. Also, this week, I'm going to be talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling. Most likely it'll be Tuesday at 7 or 7:30. How New Japan right now, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Because right now, I saw that at the anniversary show, Goto beat Tanahashi. Tanahashi. Now, Goto wants to defend the match against Yuni Nagata. Yuri Nagata's 50-something, he's almost 60 years old. You defending the belt. What is New Japan doing? And now it looks like Jeff Cobb is leaving New Japan to head to WWE. I'm going to be talking about that this Tuesday coming up. So, I will be live and whatnot. So, like I said, there's a lot of things going on. WWE, I'm not going to get into that because there's a lot. I feel that WWE is the whole WrestleMania thing is not getting that trend it's supposed to get. It's not like last year's WrestleMania, so I don't know how good that's going to be. I mean, I saw the whole, Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair fight this past Friday. I'm like, whatever. Tiffany Stratton is a botch queen, just like Charlotte Flair. So, whatever. Anyway, so that's it for me today, guys. It's a very short video. There was not a lot to talk about this week. I mean, I think I felt I needed to talk about this merger because a lot of podcasters don't talk about this. They're always talking about what they don't like about WWE or what they don't like about AEW. I'll get to the rules of things that it's going to affect the company later on because, I'll bring this up and next thing, 6 months later, why are they doing this? So, so let me know what you guys think of the video. Subscribe to my channel again, to the YouTube channel, guys. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. You're going to see a lot of content in there. I got shorts. I got behind the curtain interviews of stuff and whatnot. I got everything in there. So go and support the podcast and whatnot. Also check out the podcast store, which is tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. That's tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. I got shirts, hats, hoodies. And if you can't get it right now through the scroll right now, you can always go to my, my X, and I have the link on top of my my profile on my X. Also, of course, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube and whatnot. And let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about this whole title merger. Is it going to happen at all in Texas? Who you think is going to come out winning out of all this? I think they should give it to Okada, to be honest. I don't think they should give it to Omega for the simple fact we don't know how good Omega looks like. He still needs more time to heal. I mean, he came back, and the first match he had was with Gabe Kidd, and that was a crazy banger. I mean, he went through tables, he got hit with a guardrail, and then he comes back now, has his first match with Takeshita, and he got his ass whooped, but still came out winning the belts. So I mean, it's crazy. But let me know what you guys think about. Tell me what you think. Leave me your messages. I will respond as best as I can and whatnot. And let me know what you think. So I will see you guys on Tuesday. Again, I will be talking about New Japan and why Jeff Cobb is leaving, and he's heading to the WWE. Supposedly, we'll see what happens. Until then, guys, be safe, and I'll see you next week.